Hi everyone, my name is Caroline Passmore and I am the owner of CRP Specialists Inc. and Bookkeeping is Fun LLC. CRP Specialists is my bookkeeping company where we do provide bookkeeping services specializing in nonprofit organizations and service industries such as marketing agencies and coaches. Now, of course, we will help anyone who is in need of help, so please do feel free to reach out if you need any assistance with your books. So, Bookkeeping is Fun is my other project where I do help bookkeepers who has taken a course of some sort in their accountant or their accountants, and they have decided to start doing bookkeeping and have either taken on a client or two and have figured out that the implementation of the work is very different than what the courses that they've taken have shown them. So what I'm offering is first a course to provide them with the tools such as templates to help them get established in their business, such as a new client questionnaire, onboarding templates for new clients in Asana, stuff like that. So these things are to help make them succeed in their business. And then I'm offering them to a support afterwards through a membership platform where we'll continue to add value and let them ask questions if they have any about their clients or whatever. And then my goal is to support businesses with professional bookkeepers and bookkeepers to be fully supported so their businesses will thrive. Now, all of this is going to be a very low and fair price. Now, last week, I did discuss the common causes and common signs of imposter syndrome. Now, today, I'm going to address the different types of imposter syndrome and ways to overcome them. Now, I'm sure there are many other ways to address all of these particular signs, but I'm simply touching upon a few to give you some food for thought. So, I always advise you to do your own research. This is very important. Now, as previously discussed, that psychological phenomenon known as imposter syndrome is the belief that one feels inadequate or incompetent despite evidence that indicates that they're skilled and successful. Now, an expert in the field of imposter syndrome, Dr. Valerie Young, in her book called The Secret Thoughts of Successful Women, Why Capable People Suffer from the Imposter Syndrome and How to Thrive in Spite of It. Now, she categorizes this into subgroups, including the perfectionist, the superwoman or superman, the natural genius, the soloist, and the expert. So I'm going to break those down individually, give you a summary of what each of them means, along with a few solutions on how to solve them. So according to Dr. Young's competency types, individually, I'm going to start with the perfectionist, okay? So perfectionism and imposter syndrome, obviously they go hand in hand. So let's think about that. Perfectionists often set excessively high goals for themselves. Then when they fail to reach that goal, they experience high levels of self-doubt. So this group can also be control freaks, as in if there's something that is to be done right, they have to do it themselves. Now, is this you? Do you have trouble delegating? When you miss your goals or your deadlines, do you accuse yourself of failure or dwell on it for days? Do you feel like your work has to be 100% perfect all the time? Is that you? All right, so some of the things that can help, learn to take your mistakes in stride and view them as a natural part of your process, or push yourself to act before you're ready, including starting a project that maybe you've been planning in planning mode only for months. The honest truth is that there will never be a perfect time and your work will never be 100% flawless. We're human, we make mistakes, but mistakes are all fixable. So this is something you really have to keep in mind. So next is the superwoman or superman. This person is absolutely convinced that they're a phony among their colleagues. So they push themselves harder than they can measure up. Or so they can measure up, my apologies. Now, it is only a cover-up, though, that cover-up is to cover their insecurities. They'll overload their work, which they will not only harm themselves and their mental health, but their relationships with others as well. Now, is this one you? Do you get stressed when you're not working? Have you left hobbies and passions to fall by the wayside due to work? Do you feel you haven't truly earned your title, so you work harder to prove your self-worth, or prove your worth to others? This is called a workaholic or an imposter workaholic. And their validation comes from working, not from the work itself. So, ways to help yourself: start training yourself to stop seeking external validation. No one should have more power to make you feel good about yourself than you. Now, if you're still working for someone else, don't wait on others, including your boss, to give you that stamp of approval. Now, on the reverse side of this one, you have to learn to take constructive criticism seriously, not personally. Because constructive criticism can be very helpful, but you just don't have to take it internally and take it personal. Now, this always is a great challenge because these are learned skills, and you have to build that inner confidence, which is going to begin to tell you that you are competent and skilled, and you begin to learn to gauge how much work then becomes reasonable. So that's that Superwoman, Superman. Now, onto that natural genius, which is the third competency. Now, Dr. Young says that those with this competency type believe they judge their competence based upon the ease and speed of their genius as opposed to their efforts. So, if they take a long time to master something, they feel shame for taking so long. So, this is a similar form of imposter syndrome to perfectionism, except that natural geniuses don't just judge themselves based on high expectations. They judge themselves on getting things right on the first try. So, their alarms sound when they're not able to do things quickly and efficiently. Now, is this one you? Because are you used to excelling without much effort? Do you have a track record of getting straight A's or gold stars in everything that you do? Were you the one that was frequently told as a child that you were the smart one in your family or peer group? When you're faced with a setback, does your confidence suffer because you're not performing well and you get feelings of shame? Do you often avoid challenges due to discomfort feelings of trying something that you're not great at? So, there's a lot of people that fit in that category, especially within our field. I feel that this is something that this is kind of our bracket. Now, ways to fix this. Accomplishing great things definitely involves lifelong learning and skill building. So, to move past this, try seeing yourself as a work in progress. Rather than beating yourself up when you don't reach impossibly high standards, identify specific changeable behaviors that you can improve over time. I mean, it's much more productive to focus on honing your presentation skills rather than, for example, if you're, rather than swearing off speaking up in public or in meetings as something that you're not good at in general, rather than, if you're really wanting to make an impact. Because if you say, hey, I can't speak in meetings at all, practice your presentation skills so that you can maybe learn how to present in public. So now let's discuss that soloist, the fourth one. The fourth one, the soloist. Dr. Young calls these soloists because they're the ones who feel as if they're asking for help, and they reveal if they ask for help, they reveal their phoniness. So if they ask for help, they prove that they don't know what they're doing. Now, is this one you? Do you firmly feel that you need to accomplish things on your own? Do you frame requests in terms of requirements of the project rather than your needs as a person? I don't need anyone help. Do you say that all the time? Does that sound like you? Now, if you don't know how to do something, ask a coworker or a mentor. These are the solutions to this problem. Realize that there's no shame in asking for help when you need it. If you can't figure out how to solve a problem, seek advice from a supportive supervisor if you're still working with other people, or even a career coach. There's always someone out there that can help you. Now, that fifth one is called the expert. Experts measure their competence based on what and how much or they know or can do. Now, believing that they'll never know enough, they fear being exposed as inexperienced or unknowledgeable. Now, this one, are you constantly seeking out trainings or certifications because you think you need to improve your skills in order to succeed? Even if you've been in your role for some time, can you relate to feeling like you still don't know enough? Do you shudder when someone says you're an expert? Is that you? Now, I realize that sometimes there's, that we feel that there's always more to learn. But we don't need to always learn more than we need to know either. So striving to bulk up your skill set can certainly help, but you may help you make strides professionally and keep you competitive in your job market. But taking it too far and taking those tendencies to endlessly seek out more information can actually be a form of procrastination. So this is something you need to realize. Start practicing just-in-time learning, which actually means to acquire the skills that you need when you need it. If you need to learn a new software, then learn it. But don't learn it just in case, as this is known as hoarding knowledge. Yes, hoarding knowledge. And it is not for need, but for comfort. So mentoring others is another thing. And volunteering, it can be a great way for you to discover your inner expert. When you share what you know, it not only benefits others, but it also helps you to heal your fraudulent feelings. So these are just ways for you to help yourself. Now, regardless of the specific profile which you fit, now you're not the only one out there who struggles with confidence. Studies suggest that 70% of the people experience imposter syndrome at one point or another in their career. And you probably have, at one point or another, chalked up your accomplishments to chance, charm, connections, or some other external factor. And that's pretty unfair, I have to say. Because today is the day that you need to begin accepting and embracing your capabilities, because you do deserve it. Right? You do deserve it. So my name is Caroline Passmore. I hope you've enjoyed the two-part series that I've done on imposter syndrome, and I hope it's been very helpful for you. I am the owner of CRP Specialists, Inc. and Bookkeeping is Fun, LLC. If you have any bookkeeping needs, feel free to reach out. I am happy to assist. Or if you're a bookkeeper in need of support, please join us in our Facebook group, Bookkeeping is Fun. And thanks for watching. You have a wonderful day.